Hey, this is Skippy from Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, as it's high noon on Monday, January 25th. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, FM 104.5, 106.1 out of downtown Conroe, and live streaming at irlonestar.com at Lone Star Community Radio. So today we're going to talk about the Treehouse Center, and it's a shelter for girls out in Mosswood in Conroe over by River Plantation. And the guests today are going to be Dr. Snell. She is one of the co-founders of the Treehouse Center. Dhelynn McClellan Campos. You're using the last name now. Okay. And she is also at the Treehouse Center. Micah Ward of Micahs Mix and how he is involved with the Treehouse Center. And then we have Alisa Ward of Soul Mission, and she's also done some shoe donations at Christmas time. So before we get into that and talk a little bit with the guests, this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic, located by Conroe High School. And they are at 3033 West Davis, right across from Conroe High School and Taco Bell. So if you know where Taco Bell is, on 105. And with every new patient, she gives $25 back to CASA. So, a couple other things. The Conroe Art League, right down the street here in downtown Conroe, is having their annual 12 by 12 auction going on through February 26th. It is an online auction, and you can bid. Go to conroeartleague.com to find out about it. It's local artists, and all the artwork is original from the Conroe Art League, the members. So, if you make a bid, it goes towards scholarships, high school scholarships that want to advance their career in art, high school seniors in Montgomery County. And it's a great way to have a beautiful original artwork piece while supporting the arts. You can also support the arts in the greater Conroe area by purchasing tickets for 2 different performances of our local theaters. Yes, they are both open, and it's a new season. So we just had, that premiered Friday, The Last of the Red Hot Lovers, right across the street at the Owen Theater, and that's by the Players Theater Company. You can get tickets at owentheater.com. Stage Right of Texas is hosting The Odd Couple next month, and that's at the Crichton Theater. So you can purchase tickets online at crichtontheater.org. And if you want more than 2 tickets together, well, you're going to have to call the box office because, there is that social distancing thing still going on. And anyway, so that premieres February 12th. So with that, we're going to roll into everything about the Treehouse Center. So, Dr. Snell.
Yes.
When did you first get the idea to open up this shelter for girls?
Well, about 13 years ago, Kathy Tanner and her husband, Burl Tanner, and I were in a place in our lives that we wanted to give back. And so we started investigating various activities, and I had a patient who was a juvenile probation officer, and she was telling me the need for places for girls to go and transition from probation to real life. And so we began to investigate that, and Kathy and I had some property up here in River Plantation, so Kathy started reading the rules for the state of Texas. Burl started redoing the house so that it accommodated the rules, and I started going around the state talking to group homes, and we decided to open a home for girls. And
there it is.
And there it is. There we are.
And what is your background profession?
My profession is I'm a chiropractor also, so it didn't lead to opening a girls' home, but
not necessarily related.
right.
And your profession, your practice is in Houston area?
My practice is in Houston, yes. So, but as we opened and got our licenses and we opened the Treehouse, Kathy, we hired an administrator. We didn't have any girls yet. And Kathy would take the first 12 hours because she gets up early. And I would come up in the evening around 10, and I would take the overnight 12 hours until about a year later, Fort Bend sent us a girl. And she was from a drug-addicted family, and she was a member of the MS-13s. And she was 14 years old, and she was pregnant with her second child.
Wow.
And she came to us, and she was our first and only. She was with us about 6 months. She was discharged from probation, and she went to live with her mother in California. And now she's married and has 2 dogs, and emails us once a year to make sure we're still there.
Oh, that's nice. It just makes you feel good when you can see the success
It does.
of the
It
girls.
does. Yeah.
So 13 years ago, you started this organization, and Kathy is still there daily, pretty much, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, she lost her husband just December.
October.
Gosh, time flies.
Oh, it does.
Yes, but she is there, and she still does a lot of the admin things and writes grants and
Well,
things
she's
like
our
that.
boss. She's the administrator. She is a
Right.
what they call an LLC, which is a licensed child care administrator. So she's on the property every day and in charge
Well, and
of
it's you've had a lot of great changes happen over there, physical changes to the home, right? You've done a lot of updates over the
have.
13 years.
It was a triplex, and so when we began, we broke down one of the walls between the 2 of the units and made it a 5,600 square foot home, which allowed us to license up to 25 girls.
And that's what you have now. And it is a nonprofit,
It is
so
a
any
nonprofit.
donations are tax deductible, or any other in-kind donations that you get. And we have Dhelynn sitting over here, who's been kind of quiet, and she's all over the community, right, Dhelynn?
Yes. Thank you, Margie.
Well, in a good way. You do a lot of the outreach, and you go to the different chambers and other organizational things to help get awareness of the Treehouse Center.
Yes.
And currently, how many girls do you have there right now?
So right now we have 17 girls post-Christmas.
So they're 5 to 14 years of age,
Yes.
because y'all don't want to deal with teenagers. Is that correct?
Yeah, we tend to keep the younger girls now because the younger girls have very different behaviors than the older girls do, and that
Sure.
just doesn't mix, right? So yeah, we have the younger girls
Too
now.
large of a span
Yes.
between them. And how many bedrooms are there?
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. Since we moved our office across the street and turned that into more bedrooms, I believe that would leave us with 10 rooms
10 rooms.
that
I
are
think it's
livable.
10. Yeah.
Yes. So that's a lot of girls. That's why we're able to have the capacity that we do.
It's a lot of girls.
Yes.
It's a lot of drama. So you have made some really interesting changes, too. You have, like, one area where they have a reward system.
Yes.
And what is that called?
That's the
Kind
store.
of a closet store. Okay.
Yeah, but they earn Starbucks throughout the week for their good behaviors. And then every Friday after school, the first thing they get to do is spend their Starbucks on anything they want in the store. And, those are typically donations that we receive, and they're everything from, activity kits, kinetic sand kits, bracelet making kits, nails, makeup, Barbie dolls, anything and everything the girls in our age ranges would like. So
It's like a store. I mean, you
Yes.
go in there and just pick what you want, and it's fun stuff. And then you also have a salon.
we do. Yes, that was redone and donated by Sisterhood, which is a nonprofit that also helps us with a lot of our remodeling needs.
So you have a little chair where they can get their hair done, and they get their nails, their mani-pedis, and all of that. So it's forever changing, and you've also added like a kitchen room, a rec room, all of that as well of recently, like in the last year, I think.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the girls that come there, Dr. Snell. What kind of girls are part of this? Are they all in CPS?
They're CPS. They come out of the foster system. They come out of CPS. We're capable of taking, we've had some private girls, but most of them come out of the foster system. Yeah,
And they've had pretty rough childhood
they have.
for these young girls,
Oh,
probably more
yeah.
than we would ever imagine in our lifetime.
Right. I am shocked all the time at what these children have endured.
Through no fault of their own.
Oh yeah,
Just,
no, I mean, a 5-year-old,
parenting issues.
What can a 5-year-old do? You know, they're just more worldly than you would think.
So they come to you through not just Montgomery County, but
Oh, we get them
throughout the state, right?
Right.
And they are emotionally distraught. They've possibly been physically abused as well, been through a lot of trauma. So they get individual attention and specific programs to them and their needs.
All right. They see a psychiatrist once a month. They see personal therapists every week. And then we try to give them recreation time, some time that is they can just be girls, little
That's important.
girls, you know. A safe place. That was always
That's a
my
big,
goal,
important thing, the safe.
to be a safe place to be a little girl.
And I know this last year has been quite challenging, as it has for everybody, but even more so when you have a house full of young girls with all this other baggage and things they have going on, and then to have to keep them in where they can't go to school. And they all attend Conroe ISD schools,
Right.
whether it's elementary or middle school, intermediate school, or whatever. So the schools were shut down for a period of time. So you have to have a plan because they can't just all run wild, so to speak. If you can imagine having 3 or 4 kids, imagine having 25 girls, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when school started, it was quite challenging because the online learning, they all had to have their own laptop, their own whatever. They had their own passwords, and I know that was a quite challenging thing. But now school's back in.
Thank God.
So it's been a very challenging thing, but yet you had such great successes this last year.
Yes, several. When we had last talked, we had 12 positive graduations, and even since then, more. And we've had a total of 16 in the year 2020, all positive. That means they either got to go back to some sort of family or relative kin, maybe a therapeutic foster home, or some even got adopted, which is great, and they went to their forever home.
So it's all real good. Doesn't that make you feel wonderful that you've contributed to this?
Oh, it does. It does. I mean, it's one little act, but, it's one little girl.
Well, you're the world to them, right? I mean, it's true. Any idea how many kids have gone through the Treehouse Center over the 13 years?
Oh, my. No, I've never counted it up, but
A lot. How
A
many
lot.
generally a year?
what, 100?
Oh gosh, yeah. My past residence folder, you can scroll and scroll and scroll, and that's just in the time period that I've been there, which will be 3 years next month. And I don't even know about before me, so easily we're in the thousands for girls who have been through Treehouse.
Yeah, right.
Since it
So it's
began.
all good.
Yeah.
And your staff, do you keep a good amount of staff there? And I'm sure they're all trained to know.
Yes.
Well, they
It's
all go
confidential
through,
and-
fingerprints, FBI checks for their background. There's one caregiver for every 5 girls, so if you have
That's a
25
lot.
girls, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So we have quite a large staff.
Yeah, we currently have 22 ladies, and they all have to keep up with 50 hours of annual CEUs every year, so they're on top of it.
And some of them have been there quite a while. haven't
Oh,
they?
yes. Yeah, I mean, most caregivers, when you talk to them, have done this their entire lives. It's something that these women decide to do, and they have the passion for it, and you'll
And
notice.
you got to have the passion.
Yes, you do.
Because it's not easy.
No, it's not. It takes a certain type of person because you deal with a lot of heavy things that you wouldn't experience with a normal child, and these women put their heart and souls into their work for sure, and it's kind of a lifetime commitment, I think. So,
What brought you to the Treehouse, Dhelynn?
well, I've always had a passion for working with kids, and I was introduced to Carmi a long time ago. She's the executive director at Treehouse, and I was looking for an off-season job for my previous career, and Carmi reached out to me on Facebook and said, hey, you should come check out the Treehouse Center where I work. It's right up your alley. You would love it. Just come check us out and see what we do. And at the time, I didn't know the first thing about foster kids, CPS, anything like that, which is, very fortunate. But also, in that, I felt that once I started working at Treehouse, just to do the office stuff, it came to me that I think that more people should be aware about foster kids and, kids dealing with CPS or that are in the system. It's so important to know that this stuff goes on, and it's right here, in your own city, in your own county. All the
And so many
things that
people
these
don't
girls
know
go
that it's
through.
there still, right?
Right. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
But do you think a lot of people now do? And let's say in the last year or 2 years.
Yes. Wow. When I first started getting out there, when we were introduced, going to all the networking events, the chambers, things like that, no one knew who we were. People assumed we built tree houses.
Well,
so
that's
far
a
from the
change,
truth.
right?
Yeah. And so I think we have really gotten our positive name out there, because now when you talk to people, every once in a while, people are like, oh, yeah, Treehouse. I've heard about them.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, you guys help little girls, and that's exactly what we do. So I feel like we've made a huge impact on the community. We've made awareness. That's amazing, just the little bit that we've been able to do in the past few years. So thanks, Margie.
Of course, of course. So where did you get the name Treehouse?
Burl came up with that name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he got it from, but he put it out there, and Kathy and I said, oh, that sounds kind of cool. So, yeah, that's
Just because.
just
because.
Just
So,
because.
it kind of makes me think of Mother Goose and all the kids that live there in the shoe. It almost looked like a tree. I'm just saying. It kind of reminds me of the nursery rhyme. So we haven't talked to Micah over there. I know you've just been sitting there. What is going on? I don't know. Did you learn anything new, Micah?
I didn't know how it started. That was definitely
Okay.
something new. I talked with Dhelynn. I mean, how many times did we talk? I don't know. At least 4 times.
So many times.
And we had that 3-hour interview as well. So I got a lot of information, but I did not know how it started. So that's absolutely
That's good.
amazing.
So Micah Ward is of Micah's Mix, and you have a whole YouTube
Yes.
thing to do, and we're going to watch a YouTube here shortly. But how did you get connected with the Treehouse Center?
The chamber, actually.
Which chamber?
Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, all right.
And I had been told how this originally started. I was my channel had gotten to like 200 subs, and I was like, you know what? I want to kind of do something different. Got contacted by Cops Doing Good, who was one of the partners for this event. Said that they had a Xbox that they wanted to give out, and since I had a following, see if we could do something. And I was like, okay, well, let's see if I can make it bigger. Got in contact with Soul Mission. And then I was like, okay, so we're going to do this. And I was planning on originally doing it just for a family. I was thinking like a family of 4 to 8. And that was what it was going to be. I was going to try to make a good Christmas for a family, because 2020 was horrible. Conroe, coronavirus and everything else. I just figured that there was a family that was having a rough year, wasn't going to be able to provide Christmas for their kids, and wanted to take care of that. And then I was told about Treehouse Center. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. Then I met Dhelynn at the Conroe Chamber of Commerce in December at the Incredible Pizza.
The morning mingle.
Yeah, the morning mingle. And she was sitting right across from me. we got to talking, and I was like, all right. As soon as I left there, I called Soul Mission and I called Cops Doing Good. I was like, can we do it? And they both got back to me by the end of the day, and we're like, okay, we're committed to 25 girls to doing this, and it just exploded from there. It was absolutely amazing, and loved every minute of it. It was a wild ride.
Well, that's wonderful. Yes, and we're going to watch that video that you did in just a moment. So, Dr. Snell, what else can you enlighten us about the Treehouse Center?
Well,
Are you happy with the way it's going so far?
I am happy the way it's going. I'll tell you a little story. I had a patient who was an basketball player. And I asked him if he would come and talk to the girls, because he was, a little celebrity. And so he came down. I mean, he was a huge man, and he sat in these little bitty chairs so that he was eye to eye with these girls. And he came out of the foster system in the Midwest. So he talked about his experience in the foster system, and that you can grow and that you can succeed, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end, these girls were just mesmerized by him. And he said, "What do you think about what I just told you?" And this little girl, she was probably 3 feet high, came up and hugged him and said, "I just know, it's good to know that I'm not the only one."
Wow.
So, I mean, there wasn't a dry eye in the place.
Right.
It was so.
I know who you're speaking of.
Yeah. So we, Kathy adores these children, and I think they feel that because they adore her too. When you get a child who doesn't want to be touched, who doesn't want you near her, and within weeks she will run up and hug you, there's just something wonderful about that. And that's our mission. That's what we're here for.
It's good. And I know I've seen their smiles and their laughter, and I know all y'all have as well. So we appreciate you coming on, Dr. Snell. We're going to take a little break and invite the other gal, who happens to be your mother,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Alisa Ward. So everything's all connected. And she's with Soul Mission that started that, giving new shoes to kids in need throughout the country, right?
Yes, throughout the
Throughout the
country.
country, but they live in Conroe.
Yes.
So that's really a wonderful thing. And I want everybody to know about the Treehouse Center.
Yes.
So you can go also to the website, which we will mention again. Now I suddenly forgot what it is. treehousecenter.org.
Yes.
The treehousecenter.org.
Yeah.
In Conroe, there's another one in Arizona. Or something.
Yeah, don't go to that one.
Don't
We
go to
don't,
that
we don't care about that one right now. The treehousecenter.org, and there's a Facebook page too where you can actually see things that are going on. They've been in the news quite a bit, and you can see the YouTube video on there that Micah did. So we're going to take a quick break and invite Alisa Ward in, the co-founder of Soul Mission. And Dr. Snell, we appreciate you coming on and starting up this great organization that has made such a great contribution to girls in the community. And they
thank you for
grow up
having me.
to
Yeah.
be wonderful, successful adults that have families of their own and learn how to raise them the right way.
Oh, yeah. You got to break that cycle.
Break the cycle.
Absolutely.
So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
And we are back. I am Margie Taylor of Conroe Culture News, Taylorized PR, and we were learning all about the Treehouse Center. We just had Dr. Snell on here telling us all about how the Treehouse was started 13 years ago and their vision, and it went from having 1 to 25 girls capacity, and there's now 10 rooms, 10 bedrooms for the girls. You had how many girls in there right now, Dhelynn? 23, 21?
No, we are actually
19?
down to
I forget.
17.
17.
That's the
okay,
final
but that
answer.
could change at any day, at any time.
Absolutely.
Because you get calls, and then you have more girls come in, and they're ages 5 to 14. So also sitting here, we have Micah Ward, and he started Micah's Mix, a YouTube channel, and he did a wonderful video that we're going to show here in just a second. And sitting next to him is Alisa Ward. Funny, they both have the same last name, right?
Funny.
Yeah, funny. Yes. Funny, yes.
So Alisa is Micah's mom.
Micah's mom.
And you and your husband started Soul Mission.
Correct.
And why and how? And tell me about it.
Well, 13 years ago, same age as the Treehouse, I understand.
Woohoo!
Yes. So I tell everybody we're just in those rebellious teenage years right now.
Mm-hmm.
So 13 years ago, we started Soul Mission, and it started as one of those things that just kind of happened. We were given some shoes to give away. We were working with another organization, and we were responding to Hurricane Katrina, actually, doing disaster response. And it just was one of those things where we were given some shoes and we gave them away, and it was kind of haphazard. You know, there wasn't any organization, no rhyme, no reason. We were giving those shoes away, and we saw how it affected a community and how it affected children and families. And it was absolutely incredible to see the response to the gift of a pair of shoes. You know, when a natural disaster occurs, those shoes go away. They're on the floor. They get swiped away by the water,
or mud,
the wind,
or whatever.
everything.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so when those disappear, you don't have them. You're barefoot. And it was incredible to see the kids' faces, the dads who needed the work boots to go back in and muck out their homes and repair and rebuild. And we decided that needed to be something that was sustainable, that we could keep going long term. Over the course of 13 years, we have made it a grassroots effort with our partners of local churches, other organizations, individuals that send us brand new shoes, and we only do brand new shoes. We don't want to give away used shoes. We want them to be brand new so that you get that feeling of those brand new shoes on your feet. Because once a pair of shoes are worn, they mold to your feet, and you don't want to put on a pair of shoes that don't fit someone else, that have been made to fit someone else.
Plus that feeling
Yes.
of these are mine.
These are mine. You get that incredible joy. What did you say earlier, Micah?
It's from The Sandlot.
Yeah.
Where he got the PF flyers, and it's guaranteed to make a kid run faster, jump
Right.
higher, and look good doing it.
Absolutely.
But you're too young to know any of that. So
I love shoes.
yeah.
And I love The Sandlot. The Sandlot growing up was one of my favorite movies.
So we've been doing it long enough for him to be voluntold, we tell him,
Yes.
for his entire life.
I get
Yes,
it. I get
yes.
it. So let's show the YouTube video here real quick, and then we'll chat some more about
Absolutely.
it.
It's when you take two great organizations, add a small YouTuber, some Christmas magic, a friend from high school over 500 miles away, and Santa. The answer? A great Christmas for 21 girls there in the foster care system and a gratuitous amount of holiday cheer.
It's a huge responsibility to take on one of these girls, but it's also a huge blessing.
This is Dhelynn, and she's the operation manager here at the Treehouse Center. Her and the wonderful staff of the Treehouse Center provide 24/7, 365 care for up to 25 girls from across the state of Texas that have been abused or neglected and have wound up in the foster care system.
When you work with these girls on a daily basis and give them like the love and the attention that they need, when you turn around and look back like a year down the road and you see how far they've come, it's worth it.
And someone who has chosen to work with kids like these and has witnessed this over and over is Cassandra, one of the resident staff here at the Treehouse Center, who's been doing this for 33 years.
I've done this since I was 23 years old.
And you're what, 24?
56. I have dealt with girls and boys all over the world. If you look on my Facebook page, I see so many, I'm like, oh, I don't remember her. Oh, what's that? Oh, I just...
So you get to watch them grow up.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them grow up, have babies, get married. I saw a lot of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that is awesome. That's the part I like.
Miss Cassandra has spent her life teaching kids just like these girls the values of self-ownership so they can go on to have happy and successful lives. And she even shared a song that she sings with them from time to time that I had to include in this video.
Somebody tell me.
Dhelynn took us on a tour of the home and explained a lot of things about what kids like these girls go through, having their entire lives in black garbage bags, coming to them with no clothes, no shoes, socks, some showing up only in the hospital gowns because they couldn't even go back home to get clothes. She shared with us a story about Ashley, a girl that had to testify against her own father for the abuse that he committed, for which he received 3 life sentences for. But above all the trauma these young girls have gone through, Dhelynn shared this about what they do here at the Treehouse Center and the difference they are making in these young girls' lives.
You know, but in like a year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time, when you look at all the good you've done for the kids and how they know that they can grow up and make something of themselves and be something, and, you know, they aren't what happened to them. They're not their past. They're not bad kids. They've just had bad things happen to them. You know, that's the magic. That's where it's at.
And I couldn't agree more. That's why, with the help of Cops Doing Good, Soul Mission, and Craftbox Creations, we set out to make this Christmas one to be remembered.
I am super excited about this. This is going to be absolutely amazing. But I hope y'all enjoy this video, and it's going to be a fun adventure. So we'll see you on the inside.
Ho, ho, ho!
Because I was told specifically that you wanted some crazy light up, bright pink, loud shoes. These light up and change colors.
cannot express my gratitude enough to Dhelynn, Miss Cassandra, and the Treehouse Center for opening up this center to us to come in just to make Christmas a little bit brighter. Special thanks to Cops Doing Good, Soul Mission, and Craftbox Creations for all the gifts, the time, and the effort that they put in to make all this happen. And special thanks to you for watching and for making all of this possible. With all the girls now with brand new shoes, a handmade scarf, stuffed animal, bag full of candy, and other presents, and the center with an Xbox and Game Pass for these girls and all the girls that will come. Last thing to do was to get everybody in for a final picture that I am now proud to hang on my wall.
So that showed you a little bit about the Treehouse Center, and of course Dhelynn telling us all about the background a little bit. And again, that was done by Micah Ward. He has a YouTube page, Micah's Mix. And tell me a little bit about Craftbox Creations too.
So Craftbox Creations was actually kind of funny. Whenever I graduated from Hillcrest High School in Springfield, Missouri, and had several friends up there, but joined the Army, moved to Texas, all that other good stuff. But whenever I started my YouTube channel, the first video that really kind of took off for me was a one-chip challenge, Pocky challenge video. It was a very spicy chip. And one of my friends from high school, actually an ex-girlfriend from high school, found that video.
Mom's shaking her head.
Yeah. Found that video and started following my channel. And so we started just reconnecting, Facebook, everything else. And then she saw this happen, and she was like, I want to be part of it. And her name's Lauren. She runs Craftbox Creations, and she makes handmade scarves, all sorts of stuff. It was absolutely amazing. And whenever I announced she had told me beforehand that she wanted to do it before we announced that we were doing the Treehouse Center. And then I messaged her. I was like, hey, we're doing the Treehouse Center. If you still want to do it, cool. She was like, how many? And I said 25 girls. And she goes,
she made those
oh,
quickly,
God.
didn't she?
She made them in a weekend.
In a weekend. She
made 25, I think she actually made 28 scarves. She made some extra ones in a weekend.
And they loved it because there are those infinity scarves that you can tie all kinds of different ways, and they got very creative with that.
Yes, they did.
They were beautiful.
And then I also want to mention that all the shoes were very personalized too. So, Dhelynn, you gave them information as to what the girls like, the colors, the sparkles, the whatever.
Yes, I sent them a list of the girls, their ages, their favorite colors, and they took it from there. And we had one particular girl. They couldn't quite find the exact color that she had wanted. And so they said, so what's the second choice? And I said, well, she wants something loud and something that stands out. And you guys should have seen these shoes. They were in the video.
They were in the video. Yes.
They were loud. They lit up. They were beautiful. She fell in love with them, said she was going to wear them as soon as they went back to school first day.
How are the shoes now? Are the girls still wearing the shoes?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
That's awesome.
We make a point of each child is individual. They have their own personalities. We don't buy a bunch of shoes that are all just alike. We want to make sure that every pair of shoes is just a little different. You don't want to go back. When we provide shoes to a local school or a local nonprofit, we don't want every child to have the exact same pair of free shoes because then everybody knows they got those free shoes. So we are intentional at Soul Mission about making sure that every pair of shoes is just a little different so that they match the child's personality, particularly with that one child from the treehouse. She wanted her shoes to be...
She said, I think the exact words that I actually could pull up the text, but it was loud and to stand out.
To stand out.
And so these were glitter pink, and the soles lighted up different colors. Yeah. They were extremely loud and extremely personalized, and it was.
But you can turn it off like you're in school or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, absolutely.
Yes.
We're careful about those things. Yeah. Come on now.
They weren't normal like they weren't the shoes that I grew up with that lit up. Whenever you stepped, they always went off. These are they actually have like a remote, and you can turn them.
I'm
off.
a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 2. I know better. Yeah.
I understand.
I'm not going to send them to school with something that's going to get them in trouble.
So people can donate. Of course, funds
Absolutely.
is preferable, so you can go out and purchase the shoes themselves. But you don't take worn shoes.
No,
Only new shoes, never worn.
Never worn, never used, only brand new. My buying power, $5 a pair.
Wow.
So donate $5, I'll go buy a pair of shoes. Donate $50.
Do the math.
Do the math.
So it's soulmissions.org.
Correct.
And you can also call. Can they call you?
Sure, absolutely. Give us a call. We're local. We're right here in Conroe, 242-1485. And you can come to our resource center, as we call it. We have all kinds of projects going on right now. We are in the process right now of getting ready for our big distribution center, which is always back to school.
Wow.
Everybody wants to do back to school. And it's easy to find the girls' shoes. Girls' shoes, 2 to 1 in any store right now.
It's like,
Yeah.
I raised 3 boys. I know
So,
how hard it is.
Exactly. So we desperately need boys' shoes. Boys' shoes
Right.
are the difficult ones to find. And we do shoes all the way up to a men's size 22.
Wow.
Okay, so
Now that's hard to find.
that's hard to find, but we need shoes with good understanding. You know what I mean? So we need to take them
All ages.
all ages, all sizes, because we got teenage boys that wear a boy in a size that's 12 years old that takes a men's size 12, men's size 13. So we take them all the way up to a men's size 22 and a women's size 13. We even had some girls at the Treehouse that wore women's size 13s. So please don't forget those adult size shoes because we need them.
Oh, very good. And your phone number is 832-576-6087?
That's it. You've got it.
Okay, win-win. I also want to talk about Cops Doing Good.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because they were a part of the Christmas donations as well, right?
They absolutely were. I'm very sad that Gwen couldn't make it because she apparently broke her wrist, which is absolutely horrible. But Cops Doing Good is a Facebook page that it's basically a collection of cop wives. And they wanted to highlight the good that the police officers do in the community. And so she has a Discord, she has a Facebook. I think she also has a couple of other social medias, but it's all Cops Doing Good. Great organization.
Do they have a local presence here?
Yeah, she's from here.
Okay.
But they're kind of nationwide as far as their involvement. And they're kind of grassroots as well. Mainly just kind of sharing good news and good things that the cops do in the community, especially with the last several years, a lot of major media focus being on the negative. This is trying to get the good that they're doing out there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
The page has quite a following. It has over 5,000.
Yes, I
followers.
saw that.
Over
Cops
5,000
Doing Good,
on
so
Facebook
anybody can go there and go
and
find it.
Over 5,000 on Facebook, and I want to say she has more on Discord and Reddit, like way more.
I never heard of Discord.
It's another social media thing.
I'm a little behind.
So you have your event coming up, the distribution. You have to plan way ahead for that, for back to school. Is that something that you could use volunteers for?
Absolutely. So at our resource center, the shoes that we buy brand new all have to be sorted in. We take the price tags off. We take all the the stuffing and stuff that comes in on the shoes. We sort them into bins. We get them packed up and ready to go out. So we have distributions. We're a national organization. We provide shoes all over the United States. So we have distributions that'll be coming up not only here in Texas and the Houston area, but we'll also be traveling to Wyoming, New Mexico,
Wherever the
Oklahoma,
need is.
Wherever the need is. So we have Tuesday volunteer nights at our building. So every Tuesday night at our building from 6 to 8, we have volunteers that come in. Just contact us at the number or on our website or on our Facebook page and let us know that you're interested in volunteering with us.
Could be a good group, team experience.
Exactly. Or just if anybody just wants to come and volunteer, we'll let you come in, volunteer, sort in shoes, pack them up. We've got all kinds of projects going on where you can help us pack those shoes and get them out to communities all over the U.S., here in Houston and around Texas that need the shoes. So.
Well, I know the Treehouse Center, those girls were just so excited, and they still are because, again, the feeling of a new pair of shoes. I mean, we all know that feeling when we go buy a new pair of shoes. Sometimes we have to sneak it in as we get older. Oh, I've had these like for a year.
Right.
Well, it's such a great opportunity to put those shoes on and just tell them how much they're loved. We like to say our hashtag is tell them how much they're loved all the way down to their toes.
Oh, that's just so sweet because it's just so true. You know, you just feel so special when you have on that new pair of shoes.
Nothing like a new pair of shoes.
Nothing like it, and especially for kids that have been through so many different traumas and things going on, like your girls. So, speaking of your girls, what's on the radar coming forward? Anything?
Well, we have a lot of cool things coming up. We're actually partnering with another local nonprofit called Caring Queens, and they're going to be doing a beauty pageant for all of our girls February 7th. So that'll be a private event, but it's the theme is self-love. And all the girls are having their hair and makeup done that day. They're going to have outfit changes. They're going to get to walk the runway on a stage to their favorite songs. And it's going to be a whole thing. It's great. I can't wait for that. You know, and it's been a little rough with, you know, all the COVID stuff going on, getting really creative with the events that we do for the girls, because we can't just go out and do whatever like we used to. Because we do have so many girls, and you know, we can't go places that are limited at capacity or how many people you can bring. So we're
do a lot of outdoor things.
Yes, the park.
Yes,
that's a constant because there's no capacity limit there. But anything we can do to get out of the house and get all the girls together, you know, that's great. If anyone had anything in mind where we could take the girls all together, whether it's a private event or an outdoor venue of some sort. You know, we really need help trying to fill those gaps in spring break, summer, you know, anytime they're off of school to get those girls out of the house. So,
are you still doing the gardening? It needs to be revitalized.
Yeah, how should I say this?
Okay.
It's lacking a green thumb right now.
It's in its winter mode. So it's ready for spring.
Yes.
Spring planting and
love.
all of that. So that might be something someone can do. But you can't just show up at the treehouse because there's protocols and guidelines and many other reasons. So the best way would be to maybe send a message on the Facebook page or contact you.
Or even directly through the website.
Through the website, and let somebody know, let whoever answers that you're interested in getting involved with the Treehouse Center. Or you can take donations too, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right now, aren't you working on a new kitchen?
Yes, that's a work in progress. We just had all of our plumbing redone in the kitchen, and now it definitely needs a facelift. The countertops are a little cracked. There's some areas that have sunken in because the house is old. It was built in the 70s, so naturally just the wear and tear. Plus, you think about 25 girls running through a house every day.
Well, you're just getting new flooring right now, right?
Yes.
Aren't you working on that? I mean, imagine having carpet that's been tracked with all these girls throughout the years. For years.
And you said thousands of girls. Thousands
Right.
of girls on that carpet. That
Well, and carpet isn't as easily maintained as other flooring. Yes. So that was a community development block grant
Yes,
that you
it
got
was.
funding for that.
The first grant I ever wrote.
And you did well. And you also got security cameras put in, security gate, all of that kind of thing.
Yes.
So there's always needs that need to be met. So they can contact you.
Yes.
And you're out throughout the community. You're a member of 3 chambers.
Yes.
So
Several
they can find it in
networking
there. Greater Magnolia Parkway, the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber, and the Woodlands Area Chamber of Commerce. And you're involved in, they just need to find you. I mean, you're out everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Or they can contact me and I can find you. So there's that too. So what else, folks? What have we not talked about?
Subscribe to Micah's Mix on YouTube.
All right, Micah's Mix on YouTube.
Yes, I'm now over 700. I'm almost at 800 subscribers, almost to monetization, and I'm doing all sorts of stuff. And if you want anything shot, let me know. I do a lot of different shootings.
It's definitely a variety channel.
Yes.
There's a lot of gaming stuff on there, you know, for people who game. There's also a lot of reaction videos.
Yes.
He's really good at
Challenges.
breaking down things like that. It's actually a very interesting channel for all walks of life, I
have
think.
a lot of fun with it.
What is a reaction video?
Basically, for me, what a reaction video is, I actually break down cinematography styles of music videos, or even of trailers, like catching little things that you didn't catch, the Easter eggs, that type of stuff. So yeah, I do a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
Margie's
Yes,
face
like-
says it all.
I was like, what?
So you need to go check out the channel.
Yes, so you can understand.
Well, yes, I did. I did go check out. It looked a little off my radar. That's all.
All the kids love
So,
it.
I'm more about the shoes, just saying. I can relate to the shoe
Everybody
aspect.
loves the shoes.
But yes, I was thinking of what I need to do to eliminate some more shoes in my closet all the time. It's gleaning every day. So treehousecenter.org, find out about how you can get involved with these girls and make a difference, make a donation.
Amazon wish list.
Yes, that's a good
yes.
one.
Yes.
Shop Amazon and choose them as your contributor also. But they have a wish list that
do.
is, art supplies, arts, crafts. What are some other things that you need?
Well, I didn't have too many things on there initially, and since our Christmas event, Micah actually was like, hey, you need to put more things on this wish list, and since the event, it has blown up. Amazon packages arrive at the doorstep every day.
That's
and
fun.
It's so fun for me because I added a lot of room decor for the girls. One of the things that's not necessarily, an immediate need, but also a really cool need was like getting things to decorate the room with to make it their own. So I added a lot of decor on there, shower curtains, regular curtains, bath mats, posters to hang on their walls, just to make it feel a little more like home. And let me tell you, it's like Amazon Christmas every day at the doorstep now. So thanks to that Mixed Giving Christmas event, that gave us a lot. And that was really cool.
Well, besides the shoes, they got a lot of other fun little things.
Yeah.
And one of them was a gaming system, wasn't it?
Yes, that was from Cops Doing Good.
Mm-hmm. Cops Doing Good did a Xbox and also 3 months of the Xbox
Subscription?
Ultimate Live, whatever. It's one where basically they can stream games. They don't have to go and buy games. They are just able to play them on the device using
They
Wi-Fi.
play that?
Every single day. When I go next door, they're either watching a movie on it or they're playing one of the games, and all the girls are sitting around watching. Rather than going and doing their own thing, they're all zoned in to the Xbox, whenever they're not doing another recreation. So, yeah.
Well, it's a wonderful thing. So we appreciate y'all coming on the show today. This is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic and the Treehouse Center. If you didn't know about them, maybe you learned a little bit more today. They've been around for 13 years, and they're just out there by River Plantation. And it's a residential home. You'd never even know that it was a shelter for girls. But lo and behold, you walk in there, and once you walk in there, there's girls everywhere. Mm-hmm. And they appreciate the donations that y'all made to them, and it's a ongoing program. There's going to be needs all the time, so there's room for you if you want to get involved at the Treehouse Center, right?
Yes,
Dhelynn?
absolutely. Reach out. There's so many ways to get involved. People think, we just ask for money, but no, you can volunteer your time, your services, like the remodeling we were talking about. You can come read books to the girls, have dinner with the girls, donate, a pizza night, provide a movie night for the girls. There's so many different things you can do to make an effect on the girls. So if you contact me through the website, I'd be happy to share some of those things. You can always volunteer for one of our events. So there's several
It's
ways.
all about making them feel good and feel valued, because once you feel valued and have confidence, you know that you can move forward.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's it for today, and the YouTube will be posted later on Conroe Culture News. Thank you all very much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Margie.